Hello, everyone. Today we are starting 4.6 triangle inequalities, and I'm starting off right with a question. So, in this triangle here, we're looking at angle 4. What do you know about angle 4, which is right here? So, I'm going to give you a second to think about that. So, hopefully, you remembered angle 4 is an exterior angle. And therefore, an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to, so the measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3. Because the exterior angle is equal to the remote interior angles added together. So that means that if measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3, that it's also greater than each one. Because if I'm going to add 1 and 3 together to get 4, then the measure of angle 4 has to be greater than the measure of angle 1. And the measure of angle 4 has to be greater than the measure of angle 3. And that's our corollary. Corollary is the theorem that comes from another theorem. So if I'm looking at this triangle down here, ACE is an exterior angle to triangle ABC at vertex C. D is a point on BC and AD is drawn. Tell whether the statement is always true or not necessarily true. So first we're saying that ACE, so ACE, this blue angle, is greater than CAD, this purple angle. And the answer is always true because this purple angle is a remote interior angle compared to ACE. Next, we're doing the ACE, which is still my blue angle, and we're doing ABC. So ABC is this one over here. And again, that is always true because ABC would also be a remote angle. And finally, I'm going to do this one in red. We're talking about AC, my blue angle still, and ACD, which is this red angle. That is not necessarily true. And that's not necessarily true because that angle is not one that I would add. What I do know is the blue and the red are supplementary. So it's not necessarily always larger. Sometimes it can be smaller. Sometimes they can be equal. Oops, I went too far. Sorry about that. So, number 4, in triangle ABD, AB equals BC. And points AC and D are collinear. Tell whether each statement below is true or false. So the measure of angle 1 is greater than the measure of angle 2. Well, what do we know about that triangle that can help us? Oh, we know that these two are equal because in a triangle, angles opposite congruent sides are equal. So if those two are equal, are they going to be greater? Is one of them going to be greater than angle 2? And that is no. That is false. In fact, angle 2 is going to be greater than those. Angle 1 is greater than angle 4. Well, I really don't know. So angle 1 is in this triangle where this angle, angle C, is greater than it, but this angle is greater than 4. That angle is greater than 4 because that's an exterior angle, angle this blue angle is greater than 4, which means 1 is greater than 4. So that is true. Angle 3 is greater than 4. That is false. Angle 4 is greater than 2. That is also false because we know that angle 2 is greater than 1. We know that 1 is greater than 4. So therefore, that would have to be false. Use the exterior angle inequality theorem to list all the angles that satisfy the stated condition. So less than angle 1. So angle 1 is this outside angle here. So if I'm looking at my first triangle here, this blue triangle, 1 has to be more than 2 and 3. Then if I look at this red triangle, where 1 is still an outside angle, it's greater than angle 4 and angle 5. And then if I look at this purple triangle, it's greater than 7, because it would be greater than all 3 of these, 2, 4, and 7 added together, and 8. Measure of angle 9. So angle 9, we're kind of going the other way. So 9 is this green outside angle. So again, if I look at this first triangle, it's greater than 6 and 7. Oh, less than 9. I need to read better. Less than 9. Oh, yeah. So 9 is greater than 6 and 7, because those are the remote interior angles. And then if I go bigger triangle out here, I didn't get any more angles. And if I go bigger here, oh, I did get 2 and 4. Measures greater than angle 5. So greater than angle 5 would be angle 3, because that would be an outside angle of this triangle. Let me highlight that triangle. Of this triangle, angle 5 is in this triangle. So angle 3 is greater than angle 5. And that grayed out triangle is also part so that angle 1 is greater than angle 5. Greater than angle 8. So if I look at this triangle, where angle 8 is, angle 5 is greater than angle 8. And if I put the green and the black together, angle 3 is greater than angle 8. And again, if I put them together, again, angle 1. In a right triangle, which side is always the longest? So in a right triangle, we know that the hypotenuse, which is across from the right angle, is always the longest. So when I look at these triangles here, which are not drawn to scale, what would be this missing angle down here? So I want you to pause and I want you to find the 2 missing angles. Okay, so if I look at my triangle on the left, I found that the missing angle is 42. So I want to look to see, do I notice any patterns? Well, across from 42 is 4. Across from 56 is 5. And across from 82 is 7. Well, what angle is the smallest? 42. What side's the smallest? 4. The largest is 82. The largest side is 7. Let's look over here. So 35 is my smallest angle. and 16 is my smallest side. 105 is my largest angle, and 25 is my largest side. I think I see a pattern here. And in fact, these are theorems. In a triangle, the largest side, or longest actually would be better, the longest side is opposite the largest angle. And then in a triangle, the smallest side is opposite the smallest angle. So now we're going to do number 1. So if I'm looking at number 1, it wants me to list the angles in order from smallest to largest. So my smallest angle is across from my smallest side. So my smallest side is 15. So my smallest angle is B. My next smallest side, or the medium side, is 20. It is across from T. And then my largest is 25, which is across from A. So the angles in order go B, T, A. I want you to pause, and I want you to try to do number 2, which is asking you for the angles yet again. So hopefully you paused. So when I look, I see that 1.9 is across from R. So angle R is my smallest. Then I look for my next largest side, which is 4, which is across from Q. And then the last is 4.1, which is across from S. Now we're going to go the opposite, where we're going to list the sides. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find my missing angles. So please pause and find your missing angles, and then list the sides from shortest to longest. Okay, so on number 3, I first found my missing angle by doing 180 minus 41 minus 47. And I found out that angle B is 92. So then my angles, or my sides in order, are BC, BA, AC. Number 4, I found my missing angles. I found the one at R first by doing 180 minus 107, which gave me 73. Then I found T because I know 107 is equal to S plus T. So I found that's 32. So then my sides are SR, ST, and RT. And we're going to do these last 3 examples tomorrow in class. Last 4 examples tomorrow in class. If you have any questions, please bring them to class.